to the BVI's Little Secret. You've stopped on this video because you're either coming here on vacation or perhaps you're even moving here and you're curious, what can you do in Road Town? Where are the stores? Where can you get a cell phone set up? Where is labor? Where's immigration? Where's the prison museum? Where's the old governor's museum? There is a lot to see and do in Road Town, and it is fairly easily laid out, but I wanted to make it even simpler for you. So we've done 3 different routes, and I would say it is totally okay to watch this video and fast forward. I would suggest checking out my Instagram page where you'll see route 1, 2, and 3, and you have a copy of those maps so you can scroll in or zoom in and you can see exactly where we're headed and what we're doing. I will also say that I don't know every single building. I don't know every single name of it. I don't know all of the store names. So there's a lot of stuff that we're going to drive past or walk past that maybe I didn't mention the name of the building or the store, and I apologize, but I think I hit the highlights for you. And if there's any questions or comments, or if someone wants something added, comment down below and let me know what you think. Please, if you like this video, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for more really helpful secrets of how to have a great vacation or how to move here with ease into the BVI. So we're going to go through what we're going to see on Route 1. So I thought this route was going to be really important because if you're getting off of the cruise ship or you're new to town and you're walking around to get your bearings, this is predominantly where you're going to be walking around. You'll see here on the upper right hand corner, this is where the Pier Park is located. And if you're coming in by car, I put in a few little arrows where you can park. Note that the government admin building is still under construction since Irma, so the parking lot is empty currently. But once that building is back up and running, there probably won't be as much parking, but you'll see that there's another arrow and there's a dirt lot, and you can plenty of parking there. If you look to the middle of the bottom screen, you'll see a yellow line with some black arrows. What we've already done in this video is we've come through the main town, and now we're going to head up Waterfront Drive. We're going to go through the roundabout, and then we're going to go past festival grounds, past the recreation center where there's a track. We're going to go past the entrance to the sports club, and then we're going to go continue on past the gas station, and we're going to veer to our right. On the left, you'll see Riteway. Don't worry, we're going to come back to Riteway in another vlog. And then we're going to come back through town, so you'll see where the entrance is to the moorings and to Staycation and House and Caribbean Cellars. There's so much good stuff down there. Can't forget French Deli. And then we're going to come back through the parking lot of Immigration and back around so that we can get to DeCastro Street. You're gonna then see Bobby's, and we're gonna continue down. We're gonna go through town and then around, and we're gonna end up right in front of the admin building in the parking lot area. Now, please note that I specifically did this on a Sunday when there was 2 cruise ships in town before the roads got busy. So church was still in session, so there wasn't a lot of people on the roads. If you're here during the weekday, it is going to be insanity, and there's going to be lots of cars on the road, lots of people changing lanes, and people beeping, and people walking on the sidewalks. So I just wanted to make sure that we got this on a very calm day so that you could really get an eye for what is located in Road Town. Enjoy! All right, so if you look here to your right, you'll see latitude 18. If you were to take a right here, you can walk all the way down, you'd be met with the cruise ship here. So we're going to follow along Waterfront Drive, sorry. I wanted you guys to get a look at the sidewalks. So if you have any walking issues, you'll be able to know what the roads look like. Up ahead on the right-hand side, there's a few really fun stores. Definitely pop in. We just passed Umi, which has ladies' dresses, and a sporting goods store. And you'll see here on the right, the white and red building, that's Digicel. So if you're moving here, that's one of your cell phone operators. That's your options. Clover's is a locally owned fabric store. They have a lot of traditional shirts and the traditional BVI prints. We have Saeed Department Store. There's a good coffee shop up ahead on the right-hand side. You see the little awning. There's There'll be some clothes stores opening. Here, this white and teal and red store, that's Vanderpool's. So if you need anything from the pharmacy, or you need toothpaste, or kind of any, I would say like an abbreviated version of CVS or Duane Reade or Walgreens, whatever you have at home. So here is the first roundabout. And we're going to go into the inside lane. And we're going to go through it. We're going to put our blinker on to the left because we're going to exit here. This first crosswalk, you're going to want to be careful because people are always crossing in the middle of the street. And right here is not wide enough for 2 cars. And this is also where people drop if you're hitching around town. So be careful in this area. The white and green building is B&F, but I think they're moving. Up here on the left is Super Value, and that is a really great grocery store that has a lot of frozen food. So if you're looking for frozen bulk food, that's the place to go. Next is Shirley O Sports Rec Center, and if I get that wrong, I will write the name correctly. This is where we have the track and the sports center. This on your right is Festival Grounds. So that's where big concerts and festivals set up in August. It's also during regular time when festival isn't around, it's also a good place to park. The Seiko building on your right hand side is where you can get passports. It's where I got my marriage license as well. And coming up to this light on your right hand side, that little area where there's some houses set up, that is Tobacco Wharf. And on the left, if you at the light here, the white building that is across the street is the Red Cross, and then the back entrance to the sports center and to the police station and the botanical gardens. So you're going to veer to the left if you want to see any of those things. As you'll see in front of us, there is a black taxi. Generally, when you are taking a tour through town or around the island, that is the type of taxi that you're going to be in unless you specifically ask for an enclosed bus. They're pretty fun. I think this building on the left, the green and white one, I think that's the new B&F. I think they just opened. I haven't been there yet. Treasure Isle is also on our left-hand side. So for this direction, we are in town, and if we kept going, we'd be going to East End. So you're heading east right now. Yep, and it looks like that is the new B&F clinic. On your right-hand side is parking for the moorings staff. So if you were staying at the moorings and you wanted to venture into town, it's an easy walk. You'll see it on our way back when we're driving through. This is the sign for the moorings. And as we come up to this light, if you took a left at this light, you'd be going down the road, not too far, and you would find the sports club. And they have squash and tennis, a gym, and a really great restaurant as well, and a bar. And up here on your left-hand side is going to be one of the entrances into Riteway. Also in there is Island Services, Financial Services, Tico's Warehouse, Paint Factory. So that's where that car is coming out, is one of the ways into Riteway. It's a pretty big store. They also have more parking. We have the gas station on our right-hand side. And the extra parking for Riteway is just onto the right of this entrance. So we're going to veer through this little cutout. Again, if this was a Monday through Friday, this would be very busy. And you'd be wanting to keep an eye on the traffic on your left-hand side. The gas station also has gas bottles if you need it for your rental house or your boat. On the left-hand side, I'll put the name of the business. I can't remember right now. It has tons of marine equipment and supplies. It's great. We get our lanyard there for a summer camp that I run. Now, if you go into this set of lights, you take a left, you're going to head into the moorings area. And that's staycation right there on the right-hand side. You'll see that. And then this cream building on the other side of that is Caribbean Cellars. And then beyond that is the French Deli and the entrance to the moorings. If you continue on, you'll also have BVI yacht charters. And there's probably a lot more stuff that we're passing through that I'm not telling you about. It just might be something that I'm not aware of or I don't use every day. So my apologies to anyone if I've forgotten anything very important. If I have, put it down below and I can always try to recut this vlog so we can get everything in there that's important. So if you were staying at the moorings and you wanted to walk into town, this is how you would walk in. You would come out at the end of the dock and walk down this sidewalk. The new B&F clinic is now on our right-hand side. Tobacco Wharf, when we come up to this light, is going to be on our left-hand side. And again, at this light, if you took a right, you'd be heading towards the Red Cross, the police station, and the Botanical Gardens. And you'd be able to get up to Ridge Road from there as well. So here we are at the light. We have Tobacco Wharf on our left. We're coming up to the Passport building. There's more government offices in there, I'm sure, but that's the only office I've had to use. Here is the entrance if you wanted to park when it's not festival time. Right here. And that tall building that you can see in the distance on the right-hand side, that is UB's, and they have a movie theater. They have 3 screens, and I heard they're redoing their floor for roller skating and for bowling. So as my husband drives up to this, he's going to take a left up where these folks are walking. And if you're here as a visitor or getting your work permit and you're a visitor that needs some extra time on your 30-day visa into the BVI, or you're getting work permit process, you will get to know these buildings quite well. The one we're looking at right now, that is immigration. Those doors with the arch, if you go through those doors upstairs to the 2nd floor is their main building, but you won't need to go there. That window, this is the Department of Labor, and this is the backside of CCT. So if you want to look at a local cell phone provider, this next set of doors, that's Eureka, those white doors that are closed. So if you're sick, Eureka is great. There's a pharmacy right there, Medicure. This is a coffee shop. This parking lot, usually during the day, is packed. I've never even tried to attempt to park here. Park where I'm going to show you in a minute and just walk. There's also plenty of parking behind where you see those containers, but the road is not paved. So if it's just recently rained, like you'll see here, there's puddles everywhere. It's going to be puddles, it's going to be mud, and it's uneven. And you also can sometimes risk being blocked in. So there's parking if you took a left right here. All that dirt that you're seeing in front of us, that is usually all parking. But again, it's Sunday, so it's pretty empty. When we come up here, you see the tree. On the other side of that tree, usually during the week, there's guys that are washing cars. They do a great job. And straight ahead of us is Bobby's. To the right of us is a store where I've gotten like office equipment. And the Deputy Governor's office is also right there. You'll see the sign. But here's Bobby's, and Bobby's is a really great grocery store. I would definitely recommend them if you're in walking distance. They have a lot of really great gluten-free food and food for people that have allergies or are on the healthier side. The pink building is Bolo's. They have, it's like an abbreviated pharmacy, and they have some makeup upstairs, and we have the Department of Disaster Management, which is critical, being here in the hurricane belt. And there's places to get your hair cut and lawyers' offices on this side. Again, usually during the week, this is very busy with lots of people walking around and crossing the street. So keep an eye out if you're driving. On the left-hand side, there's also parking. Again, it's usually packed, so I don't even attempt. As we come up here, you'll see Republic Bank on your left. They have an ATM that you can access. And then across the street from that on the right, you'll see that that's First Bank. If you took a right next to Republic Bank, you'd hit Weeby Diving and Village Key, commercial divers. There's a few different office buildings on that side as well. There's a park behind that little area right there. If you're in the marine industry, you're going to want to know that this is where the Marine Depot is, in the old sea urchin building. There's a clothing store that used to be there called Sea Urchin. Now we have the watering hole. They have really good salads and drinks and coffee. And then we're going to come up against Banco Popular on the left-hand side. They have a drive-thru, so be careful of cars being stacked up on a Friday trying to cash their checks. If you need passport pictures, you're going to want to walk up those stairs and go to Hazim. This is Department of Trade, if you are lucky enough to get a trade license. And then here, we're back to the admin building. So we're going to take a left here. And you'll see those cut-throughs. When you park, you can walk through those cut-throughs. So that is route number 1. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Route number 2. So this route we did on foot. We parked in the parking lot that I showed you in Route 1, and we walked down the road towards Waterfront Drive. We then walked towards Pussers and Bamboushay. We safely used the crosswalk to cross the street, and then we went onto Main Street. Behind Main Street is a bunch of little buildings and little stores and businesses, and we're going to walk along there towards the prison. And the prison has a museum, and it's well worth visiting. So we're going to walk there. Then I'm going to walk you back towards Waterfront Drive, show you Noel Park, a little snippet of it, and then we're going to go back to the parking lot. Here we are for route number 2. We are inside of the admin parking lot. As you'll see, we have 2 cruise ships in town today. And if you're in town and you happen to see these vehicles, the city shuttles going around, they are free and they do a loop inside of the city. Definitely hop on. And sometimes if it's busy day and there's lots of tourists, they'll give you some history lessons. I've learned a lot from being on those shuttles. So we're going to cut through the hedges. There's specific areas that you can cut through. Usually during the week, there's a guy selling lemonade here, fresh lemonade. It's really good. If you are driving, please note that that red car there, those cars coming from that direction have the right of way. There's a stop sign where we just passed and a stop sign up ahead. So those cars will just be coming out and barreling their way through. One of the things that you'll be doing if you're moving here on a work permit, you're going to have to be setting up your Social Security number and your NHI number. Those can be done obviously at the NHI and Social Security office, and we're going to show you where that is. It's just on the other side of this sidewalk. There is a map, and I apologize, I should have gone and taken a picture of it, but I didn't want to interrupt them. So there is a map that will show you around town. It's basically going to show you everywhere we're going in these videos, I would think. And you'll see the Social Security sign right there. On the other side of it, the cream building and the blue building, up top of that is Prime. It's a really great steak restaurant. So we're at the Joshua Smith building. You're going to take a left if you're going into NHI and Social Security. Just right through those pillars you're going to want to go through. At the end of that road is Maria's by the Sea Hotel. At the bottom of this building on our left-hand side is Latitude 18. They have some really cute curated gifts for the BVI and clothes and hats and anything you could think of that you would need. And it's really good quality. Highly recommend popping in there if you lost your sunglasses, your sandal blew out. I love that little bus that they have. On the other side of this building is Flow. That's another cell phone provider. There's Maria's by the Sea, and now we have Crafts Alive in front of us. Again, like I said, this was a Sunday and there were only 2 cruise ships in, so not every single Crafts Alive village was open. So you'll see some closed doors. That's Baz in the pink, and he makes amazing smoothies. And then some of this, the village was open, so they're selling, t-shirts and dresses and hats, all Tortola themed. And we're going to come up here, and there is a sidewalk that we're going to take across the street. If you kept walking straight, you'd run into the ferry, which brings you to St. Thomas or Virgin Gorda. There's usually people here selling fresh water or fresh coconut milk and juices and water if you get thirsty under this tree. So we're going to cross the sidewalk. There's Bamboushay and Pussers. Highly recommend them. And just give you a little sneak peek into Bamboushay. It is covered if it's raining. Pussers is air conditioned for part of it, and then they also have an outdoor porch area. There's also Capriccio's, which is so good. Really good Italian food. So we're coming up here. If you take a left, there are tons of little stores. I would definitely walk down them and see what trinkets you can find and goodies you can find. And we're going to go to the right. This is Island Roots. It's an amazing coffee shop. They also have books for sale. There's places to eat and a little outdoor area. This is a children's clothing store on our right. On our left. We have a spice shop. This is where Sunny Creve used to be, if anyone was here a long time ago. Spice BVI is now there. And again, I'm sorry these businesses aren't open, but I thought it'd be better to do this on a Sunday when there wasn't a lot of traffic. Barbershop. Up that hill is a one-way, so if you're going up that hill, you'd be walking, not in a car. And that's Bougainvillea, the private hospital. That's how you get down from their building. There's some apartments on the left-hand side, the green building. The Peach Building, Studio 1, you can get your hair cut and colored and a massage and your nails done. The owner is very, very nice. That is back out to Waterfront Drive. As you can see, it's very narrow. So if there's lots of cars, don't be brave, just pull over, wait a minute, let them pass through, and then keep walking. Of course, you should be on the sidewalk. We weren't because it was Sunday and it was quiet, and I wanted you guys to see both sides of the street. I forgot the name of the store, but you can get trophies and medals engraved. Up here on the right in the white building with the black trim, that is Little Denmark. That has been around for many, many years. I've been here since the late 90s and it was there. I would highly recommend popping into it if it's open. They have lots of good little gifts. And then across the street, again, all these streets cut back through to Waterfront Drive. There's Serendipity on the bottom, and that is a bookstore. And they have lots of good ideas if you need to bring a gift home. They have BVI-centric books if you wanted to bring something home. These are real estate agents on our left-hand side, and law firms and accountants, and all the some of the financial services offices. This pink building on our right-hand side, there's a few stores on the bottom floor of that. If you're moving here, Koi's is mailing services on the bottom here. You can get a post box over in St. John, and they bring mail over a couple times a week. Right here where this gentleman is Koi's. On our left is St. George's. It's a church and a school. These stores during the week are definitely all open and selling clothes. And they'll have racks outside so you can see what they have. Now coming up here on the left, this is the prison. This whiteboard is telling you that I think it's $15 per adult to enter the museum. And the hours, generally if there's a cruise ship in town, even if it's a Sunday, they're open. Again, I would highly recommend it. I've been in there once. It's very interesting. It won't take you too long, but it's definitely worth going through it. And then there's more stuff if you want to keep walking down. We wanted to get back over to Waterfront Drive, so we just took this little alleyway back through. I should know, I did give it a look to make sure I wasn't walking through someone's property, and it didn't look like we were walking through someone's private house, so that's why we took this little alleyway. And we're very happy that we did, because we took a little detour while we were filming, because at the end of this street, as you will see when we get down to the end, on the right hand side, that's a car rental place. And on the left-hand side is La Dolce Vita, and they make handmade gelatos every single day. So we couldn't help ourselves, and I'll insert a little bit of video here. So we got 2 scoops in a cup, and it was $4.50, and it comes with 2 flavors. I got a chocolate chip and local banana. Oh my god, it was so good. We then maybe went back for another cup of watermelon and blueberry. Highly recommend La Dolce Vita. Okay, so we are now back out after our little jaunt to the ice cream place, and we are walking down Waterfront Drive. Again, it's very quiet today. This is usually very busy. This is the One Stop Mall. And I just wanted you guys to get a chance to look at town because we drove through it a little fast. So like I said, that's Clover's on the left-hand side next to Digicel. If you're looking for any fabric that is the BVI print, I would definitely stop in there. They also have Truffle, is a designer that is from the BVI. She's super talented and some of her clothing is there. That's RJ Hodge. The other side of that is where I was saying Koi's mailing services. So there's Clover's. This is a good spot if you want to cross the street. And all of these cut-throughs that you'll see, they all lead back. They're all parallel, so you're going to have Main Street, Waterfront to Castro. So you can walk through this all the way through to those different streets. So we have Digicel, and then there's some other stores that Jeep that just went by, that's a Jeep that will be on a tour from one of the cruise ships. It's a safari bus if you're signing up for that. We have Marseille with their flags. Great place to grab something to drink, a little bite to eat. Down that street is where we showed you the bookstore. Ooh, looks like they changed the name to Save. Sorry, it's not Marseille anymore. The bottom of the Cutlass building has 284 sporting goods. They have running gear and stuff on sale. Then Umi's is right here. The front of that building has Umi's in really nice fashion for women. And we're gonna cross the street here. People do know that they need to stop for you, but always take a pause. This is iSmart if you need to buy a computer or get anything fixed. And the little building next to it is Nagico. So that was Nagico Insurance. Sorry, I had to cut it. My husband got into the frame. He doesn't want to be on camera. So that's Umi's. That's the women's fashion store. To continue talking about insurance, so there's Nagico. The teal building that we passed a bit ago, that also has Caribbean insurers. And then up ahead, where Romney building, I think it's called, where Prime Restaurant is, CG Insurance is also there. Those are the three main insurance companies that I know of. I'm sure there's a few more, but those are the three main insurance companies. So you'll see that there's an empty lot to the left of us that had a building that had to be taken down after the hurricane, and they just haven't rebuilt anything since. So we're back at the lights that we took a left and went towards the Crafts Village. And so we're going to keep walking. Latitude 18 is in front of us. Again, that's a safari bus. Most likely that's what you're going to take on a tour. People do cross the street here. You just need to be very careful. I tend to try not to cross the street here. There used to be sidewalks. I don't see any sidewalks anymore, so with care. That's the Social Security and NHI building. On the left-hand side, once we get past these folks, that's Caribbean Bank. And there's a little park next to the bank there. And it's called Noel Park. So here we are. There's also an ATM outside of this. Again, this parking lot is usually rammed with cars, and people double parked and blocking you in. So be careful when you're walking through the parking lot. So we're going to go up to the Noel Park. Depending on what time of day it is, it's a nice park to grab a coffee, just take a second to chill. There's some shade, depending on what time of day you are there. On Thursdays, there used to be a doctor that plays music there. I don't know if he's still doing it, but they'll also have some festivals and events taking place. They have put up new signs, and each one is named after a local historian or someone important in the BVI territory. Noel Park does have a statue of him, and there's a solar flower as well. But I didn't want to show you that because I want you guys to go and check it out and read the inscription about it. That building right there, the red building, those are bathrooms. And now we're going to come back up, and you'll see we're back at the admin building. So again, if this was during the week, we wouldn't be able to easily cut through here. But thankfully, it's a Sunday. It's probably about noon when we got done filming this portion of it. So we're able to cut through the parking lot, go across the sidewalk, and get back to our car. So thank you guys, that was route number 2. Route 3. So this is the route I think will be useful for people that are trying to find the old Governor's Museum. So again, we've started in the parking area, and we're going to go behind Admin Building, and then we're going to go in front of Maria's by the Sea. We're going to scoot onto Waterfront Drive, and we're just going to continue going straight, and I'll point out some fun stuff for you along the way. So we're going to exit the Admin Building, and this is sometimes a little bit of a trick that I use. I go behind Admin Building if the traffic is pretty thick up front, but only if I'm going towards west. So it's only if I'm getting to the end of the street and taking a left. Otherwise, you can't make a right-hand turn, so you have to go left. So we're going to go I'm going to take a right here. You can see the cruise ships. You can cut through there if you want to get back to the pier park, if you've wandered around. The white dome over there is the pancake shop. I don't know, I can't eat pancakes though. I've never been there, but it smells good. So behind the barrier there on the left-hand side, they filled that land in to have a concert, but it's not safe to use. They used to also use that land for driver's desks. So if you're looking up in front of us, you'll see that white building with the pink roof. That is the hospital. And as we come around the corner, you'll also see Maria's by the Sea. It's a really great, perfectly located hotel. They have car rentals right directly in the hotel. They have a pool and a really great restaurant. I really enjoy the food there. I've been to a few functions there. So we're on the back side of the Admin Building. Looks like they still have a bunch of stuff to do before it opens. And now we're going to do the sneaky little, taking the left-hand side, or left-hand turn, sorry. On the right-hand side, that is the NHI and Social Security building. And I did slow this video down just so I could point you out some stuff that on the main Waterfront Drive. So this is Prime on the top building. CG Insurance is located on the second floor there. Flow is on the bottom on the front. Here's parking for the hotel. We have the taxi stand right here, so if you need to get a taxi anywhere, I would head to that direction. Now we're coming up to the parking lot for Flow on our right-hand side, and Craft Alive is on our left, where you can get your smoothies from Baz. Strawberry banana is my favorite. So we're going to keep going straight. You'll see up ahead, that's the crosswalk that we took to go to Main Street, Old Main Street. So Bamboushay is going to be on our right-hand side. And those trees used to be a restaurant, but they haven't rebuilt since the storms. Now we have Pussers. On the bottom right-hand side of the building is where you can take out pizza. They have a porch out front, cold air conditioning inside, really good bangers and mash, and on our Palmers. We have a dress shop, and I think there's another bookstore in there. Capriccio's right here. Go to Capriccio's, great Italian food. The main police station, so it's main headquarters. Rodi on the bottom of that building on our right. Sorry, went quick. This is the Ferry station. So if you want to go to Virgin Gorda or St. Thomas, if there's a ferry coming in when you drive past, please, please, please be cautious. We just passed the Dove on our right-hand side. There's a rental for scooters. Nutmeg, up here in this gray building on the bottom floor. It's a fantastic place to get local crafts and gifts and really nicely handmade gifts. Up top is a barber. A great job. And here is the hospital. The hospital does have parking up close, but sometimes there isn't enough parking, so there's plenty on Waterfront Drive, and then you can walk up. It is a big of a hill. The building in front of us is Ramasco. and FedEx, I believe, is in there, a nail place, and a few other businesses. This is Jay Black's, this black truck right there, amazing barbecue. And we have the governor's office here on the right. It's his office. The building up top, that's the museum, Old Governor's Museum. And if you follow along the green fence line, you'll see a door. We're coming up to it here. There's a sign. That's the entrance to the Governor's Museum, the Old Governor's Museum. This is the entrance to his house, so you don't want to go in there. Over here is the park, and that's where the painted Tortola sign is. Highly recommend going and get your picture taken there. It's a great view, really relaxing. Lots of people are exercising. At the end of this, there is a kids' play area, and I know they've been working on it, and it looks like they've done some work to it. So if you have some kids and they want to go play, check that out. You can see that right there behind the green building. And I just also want to point out, past here, if you're off of a cruise ship, there's not that much that you want to do, but I just want to show you because I see people walking around and they look lost, and I don't know really where they're going. So I wanted to show you guys what's past the park. So there's some condos, and there is a restaurant up here called the Pub. They have a really good lunch. There's street parking behind those cars. And next we have Conch Charters. If you're chartering with them, this is the entrance to their parking lot, which is super tight. So there's going to be a little dip in the road, and there's Conch Charters. Again, it's Sunday, so it's pretty empty. Next, we're going to come up to, on your right hand side, there's Crandall's, and Crandall's has like traditional patties and fried chicken and really good food. Again, I'm allergic to it, so I've never eaten there, but I have smelled the Johnny cakes and they smell amazing. So that's Crandall's. Definitely recommend going there and checking it out. And that's Fort Burt Hotel if you're staying there. Next is going to be your entrance into Road Reef Marina, and then you're going to have the parking lot for Riteway. I hope you enjoyed Route 3, and I hope you find these vlogs very helpful on your next trip to the BVI.